people. So, all right, welcome, everybody to the Experience Crypto 24/7 channel, and we have another episode in our Experience Crypto 24/7, Forsage testimonial series, and this will be episode 3. So let me, I'm going to cut the volume down here just a little bit. I'm getting a little background noise. So, but anyways, so today we have, we're going to be featuring a couple, Stephen and Daniella, who are also from South Africa, because I interviewed Driekus. I still mess up his name, I think, but anyways, but I've interviewed him. I think he was the first. And to be honest, to give him credit, he was the one who gave me the idea to do, this testimonial series, right? It's almost like a Netflix series, as I said, where people can tune in and see who's on this week, or who's on for today, or whatever the case is. So we're gonna go ahead and first just kind of do a little Q&A back and forth, and I'll let Stephen and Daniella share their story and kind of where their background coming into this, what it's all about. So I mean, for them, how they see coming into Forsage, like, what their experience has been thus far. So again, Forsage, for those of you guys who don't know, because there will be a lot of people, of course, coming across the video and seeing this and like, what's it all about? So keep in mind, Forsage is a smart contract, AKA DApp, a decentralized application. And ultimately what it means is we have this program that has been built on a blockchain. And in this case, it's built on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, to not get too technical, because it really, for people, it's like, well, people might want to ask a lot of questions like, what is a smart contract, and so on and so forth. But it essentially means it's a public ledger that the program and all of the data that's contained for building this is public knowledge. All right. So what that means is that anyone can access the transactions and see like everyone else's account, which is a nice feature of Forsage, by the way. It also, means that it cannot be changed, right? So in this case, where unfortunately, in a lot of passive income platforms, we have the situation where, well, it's a centralized location that people are sending their, if you want to call it an investment, we try to stay away from using the word investment with these passive income platforms. But ultimately, when people send in their money, you're at the mercy of trusting some, in some cases, unknown entity, whether it's whether they say that they're a group of people, or whether or not they claim to be, X, Y, and Z, and that they have a business registration license, and so on and so forth. But again, with the smart contract, effectively what you have is again, like I said, a system that is built on what they call an immutable, which means that you cannot change it, type of platform. And again, as a public ledger, it's very attractive to people to be able to go into a platform that effectively you cannot be scammed in this sense. And the other thing about Forsage is the cost of entry to get started with this is, at this point, because crypto is so low, it's only about, I think, less than $7 right now. Last time I looked, I think Ethereum is down to like 125 per Ethereum. So anyways, but hey, I'm going to go ahead and let Daniella and Stephen say hello. You guys, here, let me cut the, I think you guys are, volume should be good. Let's bring the volume up.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys say hello and, all of this and all of that.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm putting them on the spot, but and anyways, we already did talk a little bit. So for those of you guys listening, we did already have a small chat, like 5 to 10 minutes prior to this. So to again kind of put everyone at ease, and we can kind of well, we detailed a little bit about some of the things that we would talk about. But let me head over to Forsage, and I think I'm actually already on their account. Now, I'm going to log out and go to my account since I'm a bit more familiar with it. Hang on. And I think, yeah, that brings me straight to my account. I'm already logged in. Now, keep in mind, people, that, like I said, you do, as I've said in the past, and I say all the time, because I have had people that come across whether it's my video or whatever it might be, and they're just not familiar with smart contracts. Now, again, the way a smart contracts, the way that it works is that you will need an application to interact with the contract as it's known, right? It's not just like you can throw in a link into your browser and it's just going to work. You have to make sure that you have again, just to keep it simple, you have a program that's going to allow you to interact with the contract. Now, from there, once you put the link, for example, a referral link or an affiliate link into the browser, then it works as normal. But you will have to download. Let me go ahead and open up my MetaMask here. Now, my MetaMask, as you can see here, now you can make multiple accounts. Not to overcomplicate this, but you can make multiple accounts. In fact, I have like 10, I think, accounts. So, but again, it's not necessary for you to open multiple accounts. This might be something a strategy that you might want to use down the line, but let's keep things simple. Again, MetaMask is a Chrome browser extension. So for those of you guys who have Chrome or Google Chrome, and of course, if you're on mobile, you can use Trust Wallet. Now, Trust Wallet is same type of thing, that you would need an interactive browser, which is effectively an Ethereum wallet that also has a browser embedded into the application that you can download on your iPhone or on your Google or on your Android phone. So with that, I've already logged in. As you guys can see, I was already logged in with my MetaMask, and then all I needed to do was just go ahead and hit the login into Forsage. So far, now I've been in 3 weeks essentially at this point, and you guys can see my screen, yeah? Okay. So now to keep it, now of course I tell people that the results that you see from me are, I won't say that it's not typical, but at the same time, obviously as a content maker, I've been able to acquire the interest of a lot of people, right? Because if you have a YouTube channel, or if you have social media outlets like Facebook or even Twitter, and depending on like the amount of people that are in your network, you can easily share this with other people, right? Now, naturally, people are going to be apprehensive. Naturally, people are going to want to ask questions. I mean, for example, you guys coming into this, how many questions did you have?
Well, I have too many questions. When it comes to computers and stuff like that, like I explained to you, I'm not the best person at it. But with this Forsage, I've learned a lot. With the power team, I asked a lot of questions. The first night, I was up a long time trying to figure out how the program works and so forth. With a lot of help from John and you and Rick and all those guys. I managed to understand it, but once I understood it, it made it so much easier, because I'm a firm believer, if you believe in something and it works, it's easier to sell it. Well, not sell it, it's easier to tell people about it. And from there, I went, and I've got about 10 or so people that's underneath me that was not difficult to convince them to get into it, because they saw it was working. Yeah. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, definitely. Again, the thing is that naturally people are going to be much more open to it. Explain what you're doing. You know what I mean? Obviously people are going to be like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking. You can't even articulate what you're trying to pitch to me. So I'm definitely not jumping in, and of course, with Forsage, like I said, even for seasoned people, like I had talked to you guys about before, there's a variety of people that are coming into, for example, Forsage. Some people who are seasoned in passive income platforms, and some people who are just completely new to it. And, even for seasoned people, I would call myself a relatively seasoned passive income, even with respect to having done these dApps or these smart contracts, that I had to like 4 days, I think it took for the light bulb to go off in my head. And when it went off, like I remember like when the light bulb did go off, this is when I made kind of my first original content, because I actually used someone else's, my upline. I used, because he was a presenter and has, put out information on this before. So I essentially I showed people his video and used that. But once the light bulb went off in my head, I made like a 25-minute video where I was just like, I was in a state of flow because I was like, yo, you guys, if you don't get this, yada, 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 yada. Went through a lot of the points that for me was the, it was the light bulb, like I said. And with that, I was able to articulate it in a way that I think was much more, appealing than, again, if you didn't know what's going on here. But I will put that caveat in there that you do need to take your time and don't expect to understand it all the moment that someone brings it to your attention.
And I just like to add, like, if you do have a silly question, you think it's silly, your silly question might be 10 others on the group as well asking you exactly the question, but doesn't want to come forth with the question. So what we're very open people. So we asked the silly questions because we didn't know what's going on. And I must be honest with you, we got a lot of help for it. And it's also not I think
no one stones you, everyone helps you.
Yeah,
that's the nice thing about the power team. Everyone helps you.
Everybody helps, which is a huge support. It's nice, It's nice not feeling like a real dodo if you ask a silly question.
That was our biggest concern when we came into this whole thing. We don't understand all the terms and so forth. Yeah. And we took a chance on it. And like I said, everyone was helpful. And now we're actually making money off it. And we're explaining to other people in simple terms like we understand it, and they're making money. It's easy. Do you like money? Yes, we do. No, this makes you money. It's as simple as that.
Or you're going to get on board, or you're going to miss the train, I would say. So,
yeah,
for us, we're trying to attract a lot of couples to do it. So most of our people that are under us are actually couples, which is awesome, I think, because we
competitive,
very competitive.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a very good thing.
Yeah, you guys had brought that up earlier when we were talking, and I was saying that really is a unique, it's a different angle, because a lot of people coming into these platforms do it on an individual basis, but you guys made a great point that, again, if you're doing it as you guys are a built-in team, right? When you're working with your partner, or to some extent, like you said, you're competing to see who can get the most referrals, whatever the case is.
So,
that's perfect.
It's like, why did you get that one? I also want one. And it's like, go do the work, and then you can get it.
Yeah, it's easier to put it this way. It's easy saying to your wife, sitting at 11 o'clock at night on your phone.
What are you doing on your computer?
What am I doing? I'm doing exactly. It's actually quite innocent. So it's better to get your wife in.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, because like I made the point to you guys about Patrick, I was like, yeah, so this way you don't have to, right now, if you're doing it as an individual, it's like you're sneaking off to go do that crypto porn. And, in the situation, at least you can do some crypto porn together.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're not, like you said, you're not sneaking off and asking, like your wife's not asking you, like, what are you doing? Like, hey, you're doing the same thing. So you know what we're doing. But I appreciate you guys bringing up the power team, because again, that is something that, it wasn't my plan. I knew that I would be better off with a network, but the way that this thing has evolved, it's just, it's a real honor, to be honest, for me to be in a position where, I'm like able to, kind of watch this thing grow from the beginning, where we really had, I had a few people who are, people who have come on board maybe in other passive income platforms, because, I have a Telegram channel, and of course I have even a Facebook channel, and, of course, naturally a YouTube channel brings in a lot of the same people. But what this has done with this Forsage is, I didn't expect all of the kind of global attraction or different, different walks of life coming into this from various parts. I mean, like you guys in South Africa, there's people, I just interviewed Sweden, who's right next door to me here in Finland. So many of the states. I mean, we've got like New York, we've got California, we've got people in Michigan, Texas, and a guy, Larry, who just joined us a couple of days ago. And I mean, not to mention all the other parts of the world. I mean, John, who is, I call John he's our Matrix master, like the Neo, you know what I mean? From Matrix. because he's really like he's
a great help.
I've sat with John at 1 o'clock in the morning, him trying to explain to me. I could see he's actually
so frustrated.
He's so frustrated, but he kept his cool the whole time because he knew we'd get through it, and we got there. And well,
John's got a lot of patience.
He's got a lot of patience.
Yeah, I mean, and it really helps. I mean, again, like I said, it's a blessing. You know, John has been in my network. And again, you know, however it ended up, right? The connection of the dots came through by chance. And so John has been aware of me for, I don't know, the last 7, 8, 9 months or so. And so, you know, he came into maybe one other program that I had tried. And like I said, with Forsage, it has really been just like a wildfire in terms of people who were like, you know what? I didn't join you on that other platform, but you know, I think I'm going to give this one a shot. And I think a lot of it, the appeal is that it's the cost of entry is like $7. I mean, it was $12 when I got in. But of course we had the crash with this, you know, coronavirus, which again, you know, is a topic that we haven't really brought up. But I mean, that is, again, just the reason for getting into this is very attractive for people because the cost of entry is very low, which really amounts to your risk being very low, right? Because when you come into this, well, you can't really lose much more than the 7 or 12 or $15 because beyond that, to upgrade to the next level, yes, you can come out of pocket and go to the next level and basically fast forward the whole situation, but you ultimately don't have to do that if you're able to bring you know, other people in. And I'm not even mentioning the spillover, right? I haven't even gotten to the spillover aspect because the spillover is a very real thing. I mean, you guys can attest to that, I think, as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, and it comes from above and below.
Well, I've got how many spillovers the first I
was
lucky.
Yeah, you were lucky. Most of the people that signed up underneath us, including us, within the first day or two, already got your money back. So, like I said, in South African, put it this way, in South African terms, it will be when we're having a braai, as we do, a bottle of brandy is about $150. That's what it's going to cost you to get in. And normally within the first 2 days, you make your money back. Yeah. So therefrom on, it's not your money you're using anymore. It's their money. So why not? You understand? It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a crowdfunding. I mean, again, of course, people are going to throw it's a pyramid because you got to bring other people in. And, you know, it's like, well, the thing.
It benefits everyone at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, again, like a lot of times people will throw up the pyramid argument, right? And of course, when it comes down to it, a lot of people just throw that in your face no matter what, right? When you say, well, okay, for the job that you work at, like if you had to draw a picture of the structure of your job, what would the shape be? Well, duh. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of course, the people who own the company are going to be making more, so to speak. But, you know, in this case, it's actually an even playing field because, you know, people can come in from the bottom and really work their way up to a higher level depending on what their networking ability is and can get well beyond the person who is, you know, who was first at you can say the top of this thing, but there really isn't a top. Yes, there are a few accounts that have, you know, a couple of hundred Ethereum in there. But at the same time, there are other people who've come in here and only been in a week. I've seen a couple of examples where someone came in within, you know, their first 3 or 4 days, they were already at the level that I'm at, right? I mean, making $1,200 or whatever, like within the first few days because they were able to, they had such an expansive network that they easily jumped up above people that were in front of them.
Exactly. No, but I like the fact that you use the work as reference because I mean when I'm explaining to people also I use exactly the same reference. When it comes to upgrades, it's the same. I mean if you started a company, what happens? You start at the bottom, you get less money. Once you start upgrading, you go to the next level, you become assistant manager. That will be now at level 2, 0.05. Your money becomes more, spillovers. Now you go, you do a little bit of work, and you get some more people in, and you get spillovers, you go to level 3. Now you're a manager, so you're getting more money. That's a basic principle of it. If you want to think of it, like I say, from a person that is not a technical person, that's how I understand it. And I mean, that's exactly how it works.
I mean, that's it totally true. And again, people, of course, you can't stop people from having well, you know, what's known as like the cognitive dissonance, where, you know what I mean? If they're stuck believing something, and that no matter what, even if they get information that is factual and, you know, verifiable, that they still refuse to change their thinking despite the evidence, you know? And I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, again, it's like, I tell people, because people ask me coming into this all the time, like, how can I make people, you know that this isn't a scam, or know that this isn't a pyramid? I'm like, listen, it's not your job to convince someone that it's not this or it's not that. It's like, you can give them the information, and when they're at a point in their lives, then they'll figure it out. Oh, hang on. We got more people coming in, man. You said you wanted to get the 10,000.
10,000.
Yeah, so we're 9,996. So you better be on it, man.
You better be close to your computer.
No, well, the computer's right behind me. Trust me, when I see it comes up there, I'm going to go for it, because I want that account 10,000.
Yeah, because you have another computer off to the side, right?
If I can throw something in there as well, I should also explain. We actually started a week ago on Tuesday. I mean, the account that I started with initially was 7,609. Within the time from last week Tuesday until now, it's almost over 10,000 people that's come in. Yeah. So it's growing, and day by day, it's growing bigger and bigger.
And I just feel that the quicker they can jump on this gold train, as I like to refer it as, like I said, it's a train that's going past. All you're gonna hear from it, because we're gonna present it, we're gonna tell you about it. If you're gonna, what you do with it is up to you, you know. So what we were saying is, the earlier you are in this program, you will benefit. You know, it doesn't, especially now with it being low cost and affordable, and now with the coronavirus, like you said, everybody's scared to take out their money, which is 100% understandable. But yes, the thing is, instead of buying your snacks, your quarantine snacks, you can really invest that money in and see for yourself.
Make some money,
and be in it while it's still a new thing, because I just honestly think it's going to be more expensive the longer it is.
Right, crypto's going to go back up. There's no doubt about it. I mean, so, you know, what costs now $7, or what costs less than $10 to get in now? Genuinely, there's no doubt about it. Crypto's moving up. I mean, again, of course, people are always, you know, people have the shortest, not attention span, but they have the shortest memory, because, you know, they think that, okay, now, you know, they'll forget that crypto right now is as low as it is. And when it gets to, you know, basically everything follows Bitcoin. So when, let's say Bitcoin gets to 10,000 within the next, I don't know, maybe a month or so, right? That's going to bring Ethereum back up to at least double what it is right now. And it will no doubt cost you more. It's going to cost you at least, I don't know, $20 or so to do what right now is only costing like $6.50, I think, to get in. So, yeah, I mean, so, and again, not to rush people, but obviously, like Daniella, like you said, I mean, again, what are you waiting for? I mean, this is the point that I make to people, like, you're spending money on Starbucks, you're spending money on like an extra, you know, pack of cigarettes. I mean, literally, this is the cost of a pack of cigarettes. And, you know, it's like, what do you want more? Do you want financial? Do you want even the chance? As I always say, I make no guarantees. I mean, I didn't build this platform. I don't make a guarantee about what you're going to make from this platform, but you definitely aren't going to earn anything but, you know, like a case of whatever you might get from, you know, eating that extra donut or buying that extra Happy Meal or buying whatever, you know. So again, that's the thing. I mean, this really, it just goes to show for a lot of people, they're not truly interested in changing their financial, you know, paradigm. They just kind of want to sit there and blame someone else for why they're not successful.
Complaints about how bad everything is, but yet if someone presents something to you and you don't do with it, then you can't really complain, how can you? So that's what we say, you know. It's a choice at the end of the day. Or you're gonna be on board and be part of a very cool team, because especially now everybody being isolated from the world, you know, it feels like being in the team also. It's like, you're part of a family. You're part of your, you know.
The thing is also that I mentioned to the people as well, what you're mentioning now, when it comes to Ethereum, that's so low at the moment, so it's easy to buy now. what are we actually hoping for? We need to upgrade and so forth, so you can get to higher levels. Higher levels, more earnings. It pays out in Ethereum. So what are we actually hoping for? Ethereum doubles. When Ethereum doubles, that's when we're making money. So you will continue making money no matter what. As long as this platform is there, you're going to make money. And if you upgrade or not, you're still going to be making money. Just how much do you want to make? When you upgrade, you make more money. When Ethereum goes up, that's when we're all going to be smiling at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those are great points, man. No doubt about it. And it's like anything else. I mean, you're not going to care, or you're not going to really be engaged if you're not on board. I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, people, you know, from the sidelines, people make all kind of comments or have all kind of opinions, but it's like, you know, are you involved? And it's like, if you're not, well, then you can't really speak on it, you know? So, but for the people who are in this, especially those folks that are in the power team, you know, I think, and just like you guys, you know, mentioned and, you know, give your testimonial to, that it is working. Yes, our power team is making, you know, every effort to keep people educated. And of course, we haven't even talked about like the link rotator, right? That we're implementing, and we've already implemented it, right? Where a lot of people, because Patrick, for example, he was, yeah, John, that was John popping up on Telegram here, but you know, I mean, during the interview that I did with Patrick, I mean, just the day before, the night before, we just gave him, you know, one of the referrals who had come, well, not referrals, but I guess they had come across one of the videos, signed up, and we distributed, you know, that person to Patrick, for example. 9,997, Stephen.
You want to get on the interview? Or
You're going to chase us away. He's going to...
No, you know what? Some lucky person is going to get their 10,000. I'll throw my hat in there, but yeah, someone's going to be the lucky.
Now, just because, I mean, with this notification bell here, it's like, it's funny because it keeps popping up, you know what I mean? It gives you, which is another thing that's great. I mean, there's so many little features. You know, I don't want to go overboard because obviously this video will end up being like 45 minutes to an hour. But I mean, there's just a lot to, as I tell people, there's a lot to unpack with Forsage, and it's just constantly, John's popping up with more messages. But anyways, there's a lot to this. And again, you know, to try to keep things on point, you know, I just tell people that just get involved. I mean, that's the first thing. I mean, the cost of entry, you know, coming into the power team, so on and so forth, are all really things that, I mean, you can't beat it. You're not going to be able to come into something where you can spend less than, you know, $7 right now anyways. You come into a network that genuinely everyone is here to help you, right? In one way or another, in terms of, because they know that your success is their success, right? When you come in, the spillover that gets created from your lineage falls into our like overall tree here that we're growing with the power team. So
yeah, we're all linked at the end of the day. The ones above us and the ones beneath us, we are all linked at the end of the day.
So that's where the thing comes in. It's not just a thing of, okay, just the people on top are getting money. Yes, people from the bottom getting money. Even if you just signed up now, which happened to a couple of people, they got spillover immediately within the first day. They started getting spillover. So it's not just, oh, the people on top. The whole time, money is generating through the system the whole time.
Yeah. Which is good.
Well, I mean, anyways, though, because, you know, like, we could talk forever. I don't want to drag it out, but I will, yeah, we'll go ahead and close on this because, I mean, there's really not much. I can show your account. In fact, let me log out and I'll put in your account just to give people an idea. Like you said, it was, what was the number again? 79 what?
7949.
Got it. Yeah, we go.
Bear in mind also, you started this account last week Tuesday.
That's correct. No, actually, yeah, last week Tuesday. That's correct.
All right, so yeah, just after a week and a half, right? Yeah, and I mean, and keep in mind, I mean, again, you know, this is something that, because I think you had, like you said, you had another account in front of this one, right?
Yes. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
This one, like I said, I've got two accounts. The other one I started on Tuesday. This one I started about 2 days later. So that would have been on about Thursday. I started this account.
Gotcha.
So both of them are running with each other.
So, I mean, again, so people can get an idea here, like, you know, when you come into this, when you pay that 0.05 Ethereum, right, which is what we keep on repeating, the fact that it's only $7 of Ethereum. 0.05 is roughly $7 of Ethereum. And now that's going to bring you into new programs, right? It's going to bring you into Forsage X3, which I call Forsage Active, right? Where the people that you actively bring into this are going to start to fill up these circles here. Now, there is such a thing as you can get spillover. Well, not really so much spillover as much as there are times when these circles will fill up even without you bringing a referral, because if you've not upgraded, right, and someone moves up before you do, or likewise, you may end up getting that circle because someone below you has, you know, or above you rather, has not upgraded, and it works out. I mean, not to get too technical because it gets a little complicated, but however, though, on this active side, you come into that with 0.025, and then the other, because the 0.05, it's split. Half of it goes there, and the other 0.025 goes into the X4, right? So this is the passive side where you see a variety of these light colored circles and so on and so forth. And this is where a lot of people are, you know, without even having to, because I bring up Richard, as you guys know, from Botswana, which we actually, I guess his interview we were supposed to already do, but anyways, but he has a great story that he wasn't able to get anyone because he was having a really difficult time with the, you know, with the sphere of people that he was around. And however, but being plugged into a good team, right? He was plugged into our team and was getting spillover left and right. And so on this first income slot, all of these filled up, right? And he had asked me, he telegrammed me and was like, man, what should I do? I was like, well, use that, because he had an extra, I guess this roughly was 0.75, or I'm sorry, 0.75. Not right, no, I'm way off. 0.075 Ethereum that he was able to upgrade to that second one without having to put any more. Right. Yeah. So I mean, he basically made
my account that happened to me as well. So I think I had three things that happened. Okay, I don't know anything about
spillovers. She got 3 spillovers. You can actually go account 7610. 7610.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That I obviously upgraded because I don't want to put more money into it. And due to my upgrades and getting people in under me, you know, it's
she upgraded before she even started getting people.
What was your account again, Daniela? 7 what?
7610.
7610.
That was my first account.
Like she said, what happened? She actually got spillover and she actually upgraded before she even started signing people up. When she started signing people up, obviously you get money from that as well. And she managed to upgrade even further.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You've already cycled through 2 times on the.
And I only put in $6. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
wait, say it again.
I can't complain. I can't say that. I only put in that once off $6, and the program made it work for me. You know, so it's possible. The same like with Richard as well. He got his spillovers and things, and he was able to upgrade without putting more money into the program.
Or signing anyone
So that's what's so nice about this. You know, it gives you that little bit of a chance as well.
So, I mean, right there, you're already looking at a position where it's what they call house money at this point. You know, I mean, again, once you put your money in and you've gotten your money back, and beyond that, you're working on house money.
Casino money at the moment. That's true. You're using casino money.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. So I mean, anyway, so it's definitely working. Oh, 9,999, sir. Now is your time.
That's right now.
I don't mind. Go ahead and get on over there and make another account, sir. I won't be mad at you.
So he's going now. Yeah. Oh, well, let's hope it. Listen, if Stephen can get this on what we're recording now, awesome.
Yeah, that'll be great if he gets because he certainly could. There might be a bunch of other people vying for that spot, man. So don't hesitate. But yeah, no, I mean, again, it's been, like I said, a blessing. I mean, having you guys on the team as well, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot, you know, things that you brought to the table in the Telegram group. And again, just, you know, the dynamics of what's going on, it's just a beautiful thing to watch the synergy of it all coming together, you know? And
yeah, you know how I should picture this as a tree as well, you know? So basically you grow branches. So your branches would be the people that you actually tell about Forsage, and that you actually show them your accounts and show them this, you know, this is what happened to me. And from there, it branches out. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
right.
That's how we present it, you know, literally. We show our phones and say, listen, this is what's happening. So, yeah, and it does work, and all of this does work. And you know what's nice is I see the Forsage team is actually the Forsage site, like we are on now. Every now and again, there's new things being added. So it's showing improvements on the website, on this application as well, which is very, very nice, because it's not a still standing outdated thing. They're actually, whatever they're doing, they're adding on for it easier for people. It's got transparent.
Yeah, Lotto, which, you know, I interviewed, and I'm still very, like, you know, proud of the fact that I've been able to, you know, pull together the only interview that Lotto has given. And yeah, I mean, again, that was, you know, something that, you know, of course, he's mentioned that he's bringing new things, you know, he's constantly improving. Did you get it?
Missed it.
You missed it?
10,001. Missed it. Congratulations to count number 10,000. I wanted that one.
Yeah, well, 10,001, it's still number one, right? Number one on the after 10,000, so you're good, man. That's a pretty good number. But however, though, man, it's yeah, I mean, again, like you were saying, Daniella, that there's improvements being made all the time. Like, for example, this notification bell. There's another thing here. The Telegram bot has a
that's an amazing feature. That is an amazing feature.
It's Christmas. Like, who was it that Jack said it's like Christmas every day or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? Or Christmas like every couple of hours, as you get in notifications about, oh, I got a payment, or oh, you know, I've got a new recycle, whatever the case is. But I mean, this lets you know about all the different transactions that are taking place within your own account. And this one bell over here, it's just it's letting you know what's going on with the entire network. So there's a lot of different aspects, and they even, you know, because I have my screen in dark mode. If I click this, it will go back to the blue. And I'm you know, I'm always on the screen late at night, so I love keeping mine in the dark mode. Yeah, I mean, and like so many different things, like statistics were added. What other kind of stuff? Just a variety of things. I mean, like I said, there's so many different aspects to talk about. So I don't want to ramble on too much, but yeah, no, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, again, just to summarize, it's working. The cost of entry is low. Again, we're global, you know what I mean, in terms of our own team is, you know, well diverse. Again, coming into our team, we've got a link rotator. What other kind of things? I mean, again, you know, it's just the supports.
You know, the helping one another out. We've had a lot of discussions on you know, if you do have extra spare money or whatever, to sponsor someone as well, because you're helping the team, you're helping yourself.
We want the team to grow.
We want the team to grow, you know.
Right, and so ultimately, when you're sponsoring people, you're getting a portion of that back instantly. So,
yes.
And that's the other thing too. When you make money here, you don't have to withdraw the money. That's another thing. People are like, well, how many days does it take to withdraw? Or with some platform, I mean, for sure, with a lot of other passive income platforms, you have to wait a week, or they only pay out, you know, on the weekend. Or again, there's no manual aspect to this. I mean, it instantly goes into your wallet.
That's a question we always get. Everyone asks that question. The first question they ask is, oh yeah, like you said, they think it's a pyramid, and then where does your money go to? Like I explained to you, that's the beauty of it. Your money immediately goes into the wallet, no matter what. It goes into your wallet. You can't lose that money. So for some reason, something happens, platform crashes, you still got your wallet. That money does not get touched. It might only the money that you put in initially that you'll lose, but you've already made your money back. So
yeah, no doubt. And even if the website were to crash, and I mean, you guys don't know about this yet, but in time, you know, perhaps you'll learn more about it. But you can, what they say, you can interact with the contract through Etherscan, through a call function where you go in there, and ultimately, again, you don't have a website, but you have a withdraw or, you know, whatever the different functions that allow you to effectively get your money, right? Or effectively to get, you know, if you even, it would be kind of a dicey situation if we didn't have the website to interact with, but you can still access your, I mean, you don't need to access your money because, again, the code is written and the contract is written that money coming in goes where it is supposed to go, right? It's allotted to the proper, you know, in terms of the matrix, the way that the payments and the spillover work, it will still work even if there's a problem. Let's say that the website goes down for some reason, right? There's a server issue and the website, we can't access it. The blockchain will always still be functional, right? So anyways, though, with that said, you know what I mean? Get in. There's nothing more, you know, that we're giving you guys all of these positives, up, down, left, right, and center. And at the end of the day, if you're not in here, you'll never know.
Exactly.
I fully agree. Yeah.
Hey, but I'm going to go, I'll close out. I'll end the recording because I'm sure we've gone like probably 30, 45 minutes, which is cool. I don't mind it.
But at least we know a lot of people are on the internet now. You know, so I'm sure no one's going to complain about the length of this video.
Yeah, and I look at it, I mean, like with these testimonial things, I mean, you know, they're to me like, you know, podcasts. I mean, I watch the Joe Rogan podcast sometimes. I mean, and it's like, you know, some people, you know, they don't want to sit through a 2-hour or 3-hour interview, but a lot of people do want to sit through and watch that interaction between, you know, the host and the guest and the whatever it might be. And if you want genuine, you know, feedback and a real organic kind of conversation, well, yeah, you might have to sit through a 45-minute interview, no problem.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll go ahead and close. Is there anything, I mean, any final like kind of statements that you guys want to share with people?
Stay at home. Everyone must stay at home.
Yeah, well, lockdown. Please stay at home while lockdown.
Stay at home.
Very
I'm
important.
not even joking.
Don't spread.
Do not go walk your dogs, please. Not do that.
Don't spread that corona. Keep that corona.
On a serious note, no. You know what? It's $150 in South African currency. You got nothing to lose at the end of the day. You are guaranteed about 90%. You're going to make your money back anyhow. So what have you really got to lose? Try it. Don't try it. Doesn't matter. We're going to make money.
Or you jump on the train, or you're on the train, or
you miss it.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we're moving on without you. Sorry. And this train is moving. There's no doubt about it. Well, hey, with that, I'm going to go ahead and we'll continue, you know, a little conversation after I end the video. But for everyone else, like I said, all the information that you need is in the description box below. Again, you know, hop into the Telegram channel, which is, well, the Telegram channel that I have in the description box is what we're calling the gateway. It's my Telegram update channel, but it has become the gateway into our power team, which is a private group that, again, we only allow people who've, you know, hopped on board the team to go in, and it gives, you know, we have exclusive, you know, information and content there. So again, there's a variety of things. Of course, you know, we are connected as a team in that private group, as opposed to the gateway where we have a lot of people that are kicking the tires. But again, all that stuff is there. Just hop on board with because the link that I have there in the description box will essentially put you with someone at random. I mean, it's strategically done, but again, when you hop on board, we are doing for someone else exactly what we will do for you when you hop in the team, and your placement will go under someone who's in the, you know, who's in the tree, who's in the team. So with that said, you guys don't hesitate, hop on board, and yeah, let me go ahead and close out in the video. But hey, you guys, thanks a lot for stopping by, taking time out, and
thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we'll end. Over and out.